I can be misunderstood. I can be misunderstood, yeah. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. Like the preacher said it would. All I ask is you will try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. 'Cause loving me ain't easy. I know it ain't.
What's going on, and welcome to Black King's Free Game. You guys, let me tell you something. It has been a while because he should have already been here. We have with us today Chief. Can I say the full name?
Absolutely.
Chief Alfonso. Deputy Chief Alfonso Hagan of Liberty County Sheriff's Department. Woo! Can we get yes.
I feel like he's been here before.
Yeah, I feel like he has, but now we know for certain, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look, and also we have Reverend Dr. Ashley Morris in the building. Woo! Let's give it up. Look, today, Kings and Queens, we're going to be giving out some free game. We're going to have a lot of discussions, and we have a video for us to go over. We have some questions for Deputy Chief Al Hagan about a situation that happened nationally, even though it happened in Miami, Florida. I guess that might give it up some. But we're going to get into it, and we always started off with understanding how everybody's week's been going so far, or their past week. So, Chief, we're going to start with you. This week, how's the week been?
Ken Mosley, first off, I'm proud to be here. I've been looking forward to getting here and being supporting your show. You do a great job, good information to the community. And at this point, I'm having an awesome week, knowing I was going to be here. So it's got to be up, continually up from here. I'm looking forward to a great week.
I appreciate it.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Dr. Morris.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
First of all, I'm excited to be in the building. When we text today, I didn't know that today was Wednesday. So that's how my week is going. But I'm going to say that it's an awesome week because it's not over yet.
Yes.
I hear that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A busy week.
Look, it's not hard to get busy, especially when you're doing something. You feel me?
Right.
Absolutely. We can fly by.
King Boston, what about you, sir?
My week has been eventful, and I'm happy to be with such esteemed guests on our podcast today. Look, I didn't even tell you this.
What's going on?
I've been dealing with a toothache.
No.
Since Saturday.
Wow,
I woke up Saturday morning, mouth throbbing.
No.
So I took some medicine, like some Advil, some tea. I was all right. At least I thought. And then Saturday evening, I was like, nah, I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta see somebody. So luckily, I was in Savannah, and they had a, I wouldn't say 24-hour dentist, but an emergency dentist. Dr. Smith. Shout out to Dr. Smith at Smith Dental, because I called them at 7 p.m.
Wow.
And by 7:25, I was in his chair. Yes. And he looked, he was like, yeah, you need to get that wisdom tooth pulled. And so I have an appointment tomorrow with Chatham Oral. Because it's like an impacted tooth. So they're going to have to operate and go in there and get it. And I cannot wait. They said they're going to put me to sleep.
That's what you waiting on.
All the way. I was like, all the way. I don't want to feel nothing.
Look, let me get my rest in.
Yeah. So I'm going to go there tomorrow. They're not going to do the operation tomorrow, but they have to do the consult and...
Yeah, the x-ray looking.
Yeah. So I could talk now. On Saturday, I wasn't saying much.
Bro.
You know, I was here on Saturday, but I was kind of pushing through it. I was hurting on Saturday.
Look,
man. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna get. You could have got clove oil. Like
I know about the clove oil, but nah, I need a scalpel.
That was me 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really? So you know what I'm dealing with. You
Tooth pain
feel
is
it?
terrible.
Yeah.
I've heard women say, "Yeah, that's about close to childbirth that y'all gonna get."
Yeah, that's what I
said,
heard.
A real toothache.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I can't open my mouth all the way. Like I gotta like I had the spoon and I gotta like measure it so it don't get on my teeth. You know?
No way, man. Well,
How was your week?
my week it's been good. You know, always pushing forward. You know your brother, man.
Right.
It's been a lot of it's some troubling things going on all the time, but it's also some good things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the good things are sitting right here at this table.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. Like I look forward to talking to my community, understanding different perspectives, and just getting the word out there, man. Just period.
I hear that.
So we're gonna start off right now with Deputy Alfonso Hagan. Chief,
That was good.
where are you originally from?
I was born and raised over in Pembroke, Georgia, not far from here, of course,
Wow.
just opposite side of Fort Stewart. So
Okay.
Okay.
I consider all this home.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like you common stomping ground, right?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay. And right now you're with the Liberty County Sheriff's Department as the chief deputy,
That's correct.
and I know you're doing an outstanding job. What are some of the things like right now that you're just very happy with about just the department, period?
First off, I'm truly happy to be serving as Sheriff Bowman's chief deputy.
Yeah.
Sheriff Bowman is an amazing man. I've retired from the GBI, so I have a long law enforcement career with GBI, so I could be home doing a lot of other things. I have a private business, so I could be doing other things. But when I was asked to serve as his chief deputy, knowing who he was, knowing his background, what he stood for, it was hard to say no to him because
No, that's right.
I consider myself a public servant. So
Yes.
what better situation to serve in? And so coming in, he entrusted me with operations. And the first thing I wanted to do, make sure our house was in order, meaning the sheriff's office.
Yes.
Because we can't serve our community if we're not mentally, physically, financially in a position to be mentally go out here and deal with folk.
Yeah.
Right.
But and I'm hoping that the citizens are seeing a major difference in the interaction with our officers as a result of the sheriff's strong push on the citizens is who we work for.
Yeah, he said that a lot.
He make it clear when he bring a new hire on, he ask them, who do you work for? Someone want to say you, Sheriff? He make it clear, no. We all work for the citizens of this county.
Right.
And so the big thing I want people to know, if there's ever issues, there are so many ways that the sheriff have put in place. People can make complaints or to let us know what's going on if something's not right. We want to hear the good things that the officers are doing as well.
Yeah.
But also, if they're not doing right, we want to know. We can't fix it if we don't know it's broken.
Right.
That's
And
right.
so that's why I'm so proud to be serving in Liberty County as the chief deputy, because it's a great county. It's a growing county. It's and the sheriff has really put together a professional team to professionalize and educate our officers. And when the smarter and more educated you are, the less problems, less mistakes you make because you're more educated. You understand how to talk to people, how to have empathy for people.
Yes.
And so, but I know that's a big salad there of a lot
Right.
of things, but that's how I truly feel and why I'm so proud to serve here in Liberty County.
And that's awesome, especially when you're working with someone that has that vision for the people.
Absolutely.
And I will publicly say it, guys. Listen, I fully support Sheriff Will Bowman, and I'm gonna say that with force.
Right.
Now, listen. That's not to say that I think that the other candidate ain't nothing. It's not about that, because I'm trying to recall when I met the other candidate. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I know how many times I see Sheriff Bowman out there.
Yeah.
We went to a walk this weekend. Now listen to this. He pulls up. I'm not expecting to see the sheriff at this walk. He pulls up. He's like, hey man, yeah man, I had to come up here this morning, man. I got other ones I got to go to. I was like, bro. Now he had his wife with him, so that means that even his wife is in there spending
she's
time with her
engaged.
husband.
Absolutely.
Wow, he's out there doing his thing.
Right.
He's
That is
truly
beautiful.
invested in the community.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I saw the
It's
sheriff
not no mask
every day. Like I saw him Friday at the football game.
Yeah.
I saw him Saturday at the walk.
Yes.
I didn't see him Sunday because I was in the house. So I'm sure he was somewhere.
Yeah, he was.
You know,
He was
and then
somewhere.
I saw him again today.
Yeah, we were there today.
You know, so anything that's going on in the community, I asked him. I was like, man, do you have a clone or something?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
cause you everywhere from the fish fry to the graduation
Yes.
to, I mean, he's just in the community.
Let me tell you a funny story. When I first came on as his chief, I always had the theory you never go home before the boss.
Right.
And after about 3 months, I put him to the side and said, Sheriff, let me share something with you. I can't keep up with it. I'm sorry. My age won't allow me nothing else. I said, I don't have the energy level you have, but I promise you, I'll make sure things are taken care of.
Right.
Yes.
Don't expect to see me everywhere you are.
But
I tried it.
I could see the fruits of y'all work and y'all vision in your deputies.
Yes.
Because
I have seen it
I've
change.
had interactions with them. Very professional.
Absolutely.
Never, I can't say like they weren't rude. I've gotten pulled over. Look,
That's
one time
okay.
I got pulled. I could say it. I got pulled over because my insurance had expired.
Yo.
And I didn't realize that, and I renewed it once I realized, but I didn't realize your registration gets
Tied to
suspended.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, I'm thinking I'm good.
You see him rolling.
I see blue lights. I'm like, whoa, hold on. This is right down the street from your house.
Oh yeah, you had told me.
I
Yeah.
pull over. I'm like, man, I know I wasn't speeding or nothing. The guy came out, professional, young gentleman, young officer. I didn't have my driver's license on me. My registration was suspended. He was like, look, man. He was like, you looking at like a $1,700 ticket.
Yes.
But I could tell this is a mistake. Go downtown now.
Turn your
Get
car
it straight. I give you a warning. He didn't have to do that though.
He didn't.
But-
They can tow you and all. types
Right,
of
he
stuff.
could have told it. He told me, but he was like, "I'm not gonna do you like that."
Absolutely.
So and I appreciated that.
That's what we love to give our guys the judgment to do their job. Everybody don't deserve a ticket. Everybody don't deserve to be locked up.
Right.
I tell them when you're out here, have some empathy because one major citation can make someone homeless.
Right.
Yes.
So use some judgment when you're out here, and a lot of times you can tell when you can make a difference in a person just by a warning.
Right.
That it gets their attention.
Yeah.
And you understand.
I went straight downtown.
That's it.
I got that right.
I'm familiar.
You better believe it. It was on and popping, gone.
Hell yeah.
You gotta get it.
And that's what it's about. And the sheriff constantly tell us, even if someone gets a citation, let's try to help them in every way. Don't try to
Right.
bury them. Don't try to criminalize them.
Right.
It's a traffic ticket.
Right.
It's just to get your attention and say, hey, we got to protect our community. Because at one time, Liberty County was like number 8 in the state in DUIs, accidents,
Wow.
and all, But now we much farther down where our traffic units do an excellent job of just catching people, slowing them down, get your attention. This is what we're here for.
I never realized how many people were out there riding dirty. Of course, as you know, I'm a councilman.
That's
This
right.
is the city of
Right.
Walthourville, and we did a traffic. What is it? A roadblock or
Yes, Georgia
This
Governor's
was-
Highway Safety.
right?
came down.
This was a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
So Chief Reed, he said, "Hey, Councilman, why don't you come out, see, how we operate?" So we were there. Your deputies were there. I would say, if I had to guesstimate, 40% of the people that they stopped
Something.
had something. Whether it was DUI, some of them you could smell the weed from where I was at.
Yeah.
Some of them just didn't have a license. And I'm not talking about didn't have it on their person.
Never had a license.
Didn't have a license.
Yes.
And I was like, I never realized how many people. And you know, you got to keep these roads safe. I'm thinking for the most part, people doing the right thing. That was not the case.
Even good people end up doing the wrong thing.
They do.
Right. Right.
Because I know people that have lost their license, right? They good people. They made a mistake. Or they couldn't pay this, right? And they lost their license, but then they still got to work.
Right.
And I know that person, till they got it right, they did go illegally, but they went from work to home. From work to home and back home. Didn't even make no stops. They used to drive back from work to home and then get a ride to go to the store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's why it's good to have conscious officers.
Right.
And when you have a staff like that is caring about the citizens. Now, if you get pulled over and you don't have a license and your record 48 miles long,
Right.
now they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, look," you know what I'm saying? Like,
If you're a habitual offender.
yeah, like you taking it for weakness.
Right,
you know?
right.
But yeah, that's something that we do need, and I appreciate you guys just in there doing that and staying solid and being seen. I appreciate that.
The big thing is just holding your folks accountable when they know, one, we're going to support them 110%, get them the training, the equipment they need, but at the same time, their repayment to us is doing the right thing.
Actually doing it.
Because when I go and talk to a citizen, I want to hear something positive. And I let my guys and girls know, hey, I'm proud of what you're doing. Every time I see them, I'm proud of what you're doing. And I truly mean it. It's not just a cliche. I mean it because they're doing something that hadn't been done and don't get done in a lot of agencies. But I can say we're proud of what our guys and girls do here.
Right.
And we appreciate you.
And speaking to you earlier, Chief, I realized that the compassion and the empathy that you all show the public doesn't only stop when they're out on the beat, but even when they're when citizens get incarcerated. Because the chief was educating me that they have GED programs.
Oh yeah.
In the prison system.
Yep.
And then I was talking at jail. And then when I was talking to Sheriff Bowman on Friday, you know, these inmates qualify for Obamacare. And I was like, wow.
Lessen the burden on the population, paying all those taxes to upkeep that. And see, that's something that needs to come to the forefront that nobody's talking about. And I believe you and I talked about that personally, but just bringing it to the community. Listen, guys, we're not making these decisions lightly. It's not like, oh, well, you know, I like him, that my homeboy. Listen, if you really knew, it's been times. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, this is an actual person that's actually, the actual people that are actually doing these things in this community that is really making headway.
We got people going to jail, coming out with health insurance.
Health insurance.
Right.
That's major.
That is.
And they didn't know it.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they could qualify for it. But, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but that's part of that, encouraging our leaders within the agency to go to training. And our major criminal went down to Florida to a training, and that's how he found out about it. Because when you read the policy of Obamacare, you think you're not qualified for it, but that's for someone who's been in the prison system, convicted, then they're not eligible. But they're citizens, they get out of jail, they come back to the street, that policy follows them. So now they got health insurance. But, you know, and I don't encourage nobody to commit a crime to go get health insurance.
There's other ways, people.
But it lessens the tax burden on the citizens.
Right.
You know, federal dollars do pay for the insurance, but the local dollars is not paying it. So it lessens the burden there. But one other thing we have is like an MOU agreement with Savannah Tech.
Free game, y'all.
To start providing forklift operators just when you get out, because you know there's so many warehouses now around that so those type training, welding, we're going to start doing that to those that got a few months or so in. Those are like I said, those are the things Sheriff Bowman has implemented. None of this stuff was around prior to him becoming sheriff. But he pushed me hard to get out. Let's find out what's out there. What can we do better to serve this community? And as you know, children is his thing.
That's his thing.
Oh man!
I know he has other things in the pipeline that he was telling me.
Yes.
We're gonna keep that close.
Yeah, keep that close.
Always.
But the thing is, man, listen, y'all, and this is not for y'all to go get in trouble, because you don't have to get in trouble in order to get these programs.
Right.
If you want to know the information, come to me. Just look. I don't look 912-532-9850, because y'all don't want to hit me on Facebook, because I might not check those messengers, but. Get in contact with me. Get in contact with King Boston. Reach out to the sheriff's department. They can at least point you in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Because they much rather get calls about people trying to further their education than somebody yelling at them about something else or not understanding this. So let's get involved with them. Let's get involved with them. And speaking about the community, we have to get to Reverend Dr. Ashley Morris.
Ashley.
Ashley, right?
That's fine. Ashley's fine.
Reverend Dr. Ashley Morris, right?
Right.
We got to put some respect on that.
I
right?
did. Did I say it wrong?
I believe, but she's saying just call her Ashley. Essentially.
Yeah.
Just call you Ashley?
For the sake of
To not pronounce it every time? How you don't know it? I just like say, Reverend Dr. Ashley Morris.
It kind of rolls.
It
you
do.
know?
it does. It has a ring to it now. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
We got to do that for our queens.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Respect.
Look, let me just educate you guys a little bit more. All right. Now, yeah, she's Reverend Dr. Ashley Morris. She's also a pillar in the community and is going really, really fast. Because are you a transplant or are you from here, Ashley?
Born and raised right here.
Born and raised right here. You hear that?
Awesome.
Now, what ends up happening is people are born and raised here, and guess what? You don't see any movement. You see a lot of complaining, but you don't see any help actually being done. Mm-hmm. And if you don't mind, can I talk about your son a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. So she also has an autistic son, right? So throughout her day, she's dealing with a lot and still looking after her community. Matter of fact, you have a food pantry. I think we have that flyer. Can we pull that flyer up? You have a food pantry to give back. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's so rare that you have people that's trying to give back, and they're basically, how many people do you have on staff? That's right. So she's out here doing
On
that
staff.
thing with
That sounds
minimum
Resources.
resources.
Yes.
And as you can see right here, it says the Center Ministries Food Pantry now open.
Nice.
Look, it's going to be when is every second and fourth Saturday. Second and fourth Saturday, guys, from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Where 150 Butler Avenue, Suite D4, inside the Midway Mall, right here in Midway, Georgia. Right here in Midway, guys. Now look,
Nice.
we have another flyer. This is for you guys to drop off donations, okay? Because we need help in our community to make things happen. Help our community. Fill the grocery bag. Donate today at thecenterworks.com. Donate or Cash App. You got the information right there, guys. It's right there. We got to understand that we got to give back in order to get. Like, seriously.
Yep.
Seriously, you'll see Chief, you'll see King Boston, you'll see these people out in the community, and they're already, the leadership.
Yes.
And when you see a leadership in community and they're giving their time, that's how you know who's really participating.
Right.
And I'm not talking about to the big events. We're talking about to the small ones, the ones that people might overlook. They're there.
Absolutely.
It says a lot. It says a lot. So, Dr. Ashley, since you've grown up here, what are some of the changes that you've seen that's made your heart smile or make your heart frown?
That's a good question. First, let me say one thing.
Yes.
Because I have to fix this for the sake of my daughter. I have a son and a daughter.
Yes.
And see, my daughter, she's the mouthy one, so she's just as much maintenance as my son.
Okay.
So let me fix that. In case she's watching.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
To get
Do some
straight.
housekeeping.
She already said your son.
Yes.
So let me fix it.
That's my fault. That's my fault. So you take that out on me. It's cool. Leave your mama alone. Leave your mama alone. Okay? But go ahead.
No, but I think there's a lot that makes me smile in our community. We have really made great strides to some of us, I should say, have really made great strides to invest in the community.
Yes.
Now, that investment looks different from different people, but I know that there are a lot of my classmates, there are a lot of, because we're kind of the up and coming generation. We've seen those before us handle business and how they handle business, and I think there's a lot of passing the baton going on right now in our community, and I love to see it because I'm young, but I'm not as young as I used to be. You know how that goes?
Right.
What year did you graduate? When did you graduate?
2003.
2003. Oh, so you graduated.
Oh, yeah.
Right
You
there with us.
young.
Yeah.
You talking about young? You graduated in 2000?
I graduated before she did.
That's only 3 years. You do not get to do that.
Exactly.
I
I graduated in 2000. So it's like, come on, bro.
We want to
You
talk
see how
about
people...
I'm an elder. You see how we try to avoid it? I'm an elder.
To somebody. You an elder to somebody now.
Always. But yeah, with you graduating here and giving back to the community, right? What were some of the memories that you had when you were growing up here in Liberty County?
Friday nights. The football nights. I was in the band. Let me go deeper. I was the drum major of the Bradwell Institute Tiger Marching Band.
Okay.
That's still my claim to fame.
Okay.
Say it with pride.
Yeah. Tiger pride. So, those Friday nights, we really got to see the community come together. Even with the whole rivalry and all of that.
Yes.
It was fun. It was still support on both sides. It was all love. And I think those are probably some of my greatest memories.
McDonald's and Checkers, bro.
Yeah.
That's where we were.
Okay. That was the spot?
What? Was it the spot? Man, after the game, bro, it was, hey, we're going to McDonald's. All right? So McDonald's closed around 9. But Checkers stayed open 24/7 at that time. It was open. So the party went from there, and we all in there parking lot pimping. Now get this, the police officers used to ride through there, right? And they would, hey, all right now, we don't want no mess tonight. Y'all have a good time, but keep it chill.
Right.
And what they used to do is, if they see certain people in the parking lot, they'd go address the leaders in the parking lot. They'd be like, hey, all right now, Mosley. Look, man, you in any trouble, I said, man, I got you, man. We ain't doing nothing, man. We ain't doing nothing. Or it would be
Walmart.
Hey, yeah, Walmart too. That parking lot back out there. It'll be, hey, man, you might want to just park over there tonight. If you, I'm saying, you might just want to park, man. Oh, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? It was more of a community feel thing.
Okay.
And yes, those were some times. Those were some really memorable times.
Well, when the kids are in the parking lot, at least you know where they are.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
true.
They're not out drag racing and
Exactly.
drinking and driving. You know where they are.
Yep.
And that's how you build relationships with your community from a law enforcement perspective.
Yeah.
Show up at these type events. And, it's not like we're here to lock everybody up. We're here so you know who we are.
Right.
So you can come to us.
The community
Be
policing.
approachable.
Yes.
The basic principle of law enforcement.
Right.
And that's important, especially with the young people.
Absolutely.
You mentioned my son. He's 6. We passed the police officer, and I don't know where he got this from, but he said, "Oh no, the police! I need to hide." And I was like, "Wait a minute, where does that come from?" Because they see certain things on TV or their little shows. So then we had to have a conversation about the police are our friends. They can help you if mommy's not there. Just to let them know, no, we don't run and hide.
We don't have
First
to
of all,
hide from it.
right.
It shouldn't be like that.
Especially here.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, look.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Chief, you'll say you got good and you got bad.
You do.
There's some counties.
And I struggled having that conversation, right? Because I'm like, I'm talking to,
Right.
Well, I tell people, don't be afraid to have that conversation because it's real. And it's, like I say, this area is somewhat different. I've worked this whole state of Georgia at some point. there's some areas you can't be nice to.
Yeah,
They
I
won't
got you.
allow you. And when I say
Right.
can't be nice, they won't allow you to be respectful, and because they coming at you right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
in the
That's that
negative.
mentality.
And-
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the
No.
the difference now, man. Like when I said that, after the game we going here. Listen, you're talking about respectful latchkey kids. We were very respectful. It was a lot more structure back then.
Right.
It was, hey, our talk is different. Hey, you look like a man and you look like a black man. Understand this. Be respectful.
Right.
It's not up to you. Don't have no attitude. Just be respectful. You do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Anything else happen that's out of your control. But the part that you can control, you better control it.
Control it. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, respect is different now. Because imagine this. Imagine Chief riding through, and let's don't say he's Chief. Let's say he's a deputy.
Right.
And he's riding through, and he's trying to conversate with some of these kids. On phone now, you better leave me alone, cuz ain't nobody. Wait, on phone. Look, man, I'm just saying, hey, on phone now, you need to keep pushing. Like, the respect level ain't there. My father would instill that. He'd be like, hey, boy, let me tell you something. Yeah, you a black man, but you respect
Yeah.
everyone.
Right.
Especially at the point to where I'm a child. It ain't no disrespect, even if they wrong. Just show respect.
Yeah.
I'll be there. You
I
know?
mean, just the definition: treat others how you want to be treated.
Correct.
You know, if you don't want no one talking to you crazy.
Yeah.
So why talk? Especially someone in the position of authority.
Right.
The
So-
one thing I ask the community is, if one of our officers stop you, just be respectful to him wholeheartedly.
That's it.
Then have him come see us. But don't be disrespectful to our officer. We're going to support you in your behavior.
Right.
Right. It don't work like
it's not
that.
happening. That's what the courts are for. Then they'll have to go through the system and let the judge make that decision.
Yep.
But start out by treating our guys with respect, because ours know to treat the citizens with respect.
Right.
They've been trained and they do it. We have
Right.
I can honestly say we have great officers,
Yep.
top to bottom in our organization.
That's what's up.
Yep.
and they know if they're not, they won't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like any time, because there was a time when I was younger.
Yeah, we all were.
Tinted out, rims, everything. You get pulled over. 10 and 2.
Yep. Roll
What's
them
going
windows
on,
down.
officer? Can I see your license? I remember one time I had a firearm in the console. And my license was in the console. So I was like, officer, I get my license, but I got a firearm in there.
I've done that.
And he thanked me for that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I got it. I was careful. We were good.
Absolutely.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways you handle it, but I was taught that.
Absolutely.
I did an internship. I grew up in New York.
Oh, wow.
But for me to graduate, I did an internship at One Police Plaza.
Wow.
My supervisor was Chief Douglas Ziegler. I never forget it. He was the only African American chief in the New York Police Department.
Wow.
I would ride around with him. I didn't realize how major this guy was.
Yeah, never when you were a child, you don't really
I
think
was
about
15, 16,
Yeah.
but I learned so much.
Yeah.
And I wish more young people had that. And I think that that's something that maybe we could get with the school system to see if you have a senior that has enough credits, that maybe they could get an internship at the sheriff's department.
We do have an intern program.
Okay,
wow.
The
great.
sheriff's office. We also just recently, and have it's ongoing this cycle, is a citizens academy.
Oh, yes.
Where you come in and you get to go through the whole litany, even ride along with our.
That's
deputies.
right.
So,
Look, on Black Kings, we will be filming that live. I'm going to sign up, and I'm pretty sure that if Councilman Boston has time, if he has time, because he has a lot on his plate.
I can make time.
Yeah, look, we're going to sign up, and we're going to go through the program so you guys can kind of see, clips of what happens during that program, because I hear y'all got some high-tech stuff over there, training with the video and everything.
We do.
To give you an understanding of what reality is.
Right.
Because understand this, folks. If your loved one was an officer, and they're out there dealing with people every day. Now, traffic stops is one thing, but when you go to a call and you know it's an aggressive call, think about your heartbeat and, oh, what am I going to say? What am I walking into? What's the demeanor of the people? Is anybody there? Logic? Is there any drugs involved? Like all of these things, if I was an officer, would have to run through my mind before I get there.
Seconds.
And I'm sitting there trying to rush to possibly help save someone's life. All these things run through my mind. Think about it. You're a police officer. Kamari at home. You say, hey, baby, I'm about to head to the call. You're on the phone with her. I'm about to head to a call. What was that? And all she heard was, we got shots fired, touch. And you're like, all right, Boston responded. Hey, baby, I'm going to call you back.
Yeah.
Think about how she's going to feel at that moment.
Yeah.
Till
She'll lose it.
Yeah. She going to want you back home. Your wife is going to say, hey.
Absolutely.
Make it home.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to be waiting for that phone call of, yeah, man, we just, oh, thank God.
Right.
You good? You know, so I want people to take that into account. When don't just look at it like, oh, well, you know, they signed up for the job. They should be ready for stuff like that. You can never prepare for stuff like that, y'all, on a regular basis.
But you know, something that Chief spoke to about the training of the officer, that's important. And not all, you know, areas do that type of deep training.
No, they don't.
One of my biggest fears in raising a black male who is autistic is what will happen when he starts driving. How will he be received? He everything is literal, you know, like, so when you said I knew I had a firearm, he's gonna hear, can I get your license? And he's gonna say, all I did was reach for my license.
Right.
You know, so that is important for all the types of training, because you may come up against citizens who mean absolutely no harm.
No harm.
If there's any less harm, you know, but then they're shot or they're killed because
a
misunderstanding.
And not being there. Because I know another hard job, because I used to work in the system, all right? So another hard job is, are you trying to get over on me? Are you actually like this? It's so many personalities.
That's right.
You've met people that will just be so literal. Well, you said this, and that's what I provided. And they're monotone. And you're like, are you being a butthole right now? Like, are you, what are you, but that's their character.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be on point with that. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to give it up.
It's like as the technology evolves, you have officers who are pulling people over, and they know that someone in this vehicle is wanted. You know, and it's like, you got to make split-second decisions, life or death.
Right.
That's right.
So I take my hat off to all of the officers that are out there, especially the ones that are, you know, doing the right thing and just trying to keep our streets safe.
That's the key.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that is big. Now, speaking of that, we got a video. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this video. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a look at this video for you guys to witness. Let's see if we get it pulled up. Don't start it yet. All right. So, everyone, this is a video of Tyreek Hill.
Who is this again?
Tyreek Hill. Trying to jump down. Y'all don't come down on him.
I don't watch
you know who
football like
Tyreek
that,
is. He know who he is. He just playing with y'all.
Fastest man.
All right. So go ahead and play the video for us.
I don't like this already.
Keep it down. Hey. Keep your window down.
And he just put a seatbelt on in case y'all want.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. I'm getting arrested. tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? You understand? Not with you, boy, but when we touch. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in the knee.
So, all right. Well, now, before me, because I know King Boston got some things to say. Before he go in, right?
Sure do.
I just want to know, and I want to hear from Chief. All right, Chief, from that situation you saw, what do you think? I want to hear what your opinion is on that.
Seeing what I see there, I'm not putting anything in it, trying to dissect. To see what I'm seeing angers me, number one, because it's happened to me before on at least 3 occasions. As a professional law enforcement officer, no reason to, the same thing has happened to me. But what I see there, as an officer, when you stop someone, you expect some back talk or saying something to you. You should never allow that person to control that scene by making you so angry that there was no that's a speeding ticket. There was no reason to snatch him out of that car. Sir, let your window back down a little bit. If you don't, go write the ticket, walk back up to the car. Sir, here's your citation. Have a good day. But to fall into that point where snatch him out of the car just because
he didn't roll the window.
You hear this all the time. Why did you do arrest? Because you didn't do what I told you to do. That, to me, that mentality is don't belong in law enforcement because I told you so. It's like getting mad when a person don't get out of the way when you have your blue lights on. Everybody don't see those lights.
Right.
You know they on, but people are driving, they're doing different things, and they don't recognize it right away. So don't get upset because they don't just pull right over as soon as they see it.
Right.
And especially nowadays, and what he was doing on the phone with his agent, because they done been through this kind of stuff. They want somebody to hear what's going on because they're afraid that you never know what kind of officer stopping you in that situation. So I empathize with him in that situation, but I pray, and I can't think of one officer we have would react in that way because we look at the video, we constantly monitor them. If we see some talk or behavior that we're not pleased with, we have that conversation with them. How would you do to stop differently next time? And our guys constantly understand that we got to do it the right way. But you can't let him get you in that position right there.
Now, from my understanding, the real reason what I can see, because I know for a fact, is when you're a high-profile person, you generally don't even want nobody to see you pulled over. You just want them to wonder who in the vehicle. Right. First of all, he's in a very expensive vehicle.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's the number one, or the fastest wide receiver in the league, right?
Yes.
Right? One of the fastest receivers in the league. And he's pulled over on a traffic stop. Now, his tonality at first, he's probably irritated. He was like, man, why did you just pull me over? And all he did was he had his window down at first to hear the officer. And he was like, hey, man, just do your job. Write your ticket.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, when he was like, no, you're going to roll your window down. I'm like, whoa, Bubba.
Yeah.
Now you're escalating the situation. For what? Because he didn't roll his window. You already told him why you stopped him.
Absolutely.
He was good with the ticket. At that point, what you pulled him over for had already been handled. You already, I stopped you because of this. You stopped because of that. Okay, man, well, go and write the ticket. You go back to your vehicle, like you said, Chief. You write your ticket and you present the ticket back to the person.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about it?
I can respect y'all opinions on that.
I'm where he is.
I'm trying to look at it from both sides. Okay, I put myself in this brother's shoes. You pull me over. Like, my tint is black. As from an officer standpoint, when you roll that window, I don't know what you're doing in there.
Yep.
Like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't watch football. I don't know you the fastest wide receiver and none of this. You a dude in a car. You broke the law. I'm pulling you over. I'm asking you to roll your window down. Now I get it. He's famous. He don't want to see people to see him pulled over.
Entitlement.
If that were me, I'd roll my window down and lean my seat all the way back. So if someone is looking, you don't see who's in there. I don't got to be out the window like, you know, like I'm a level with you. But I'm going to let you know, officer, if it's all right, can I just lift it? Because, you know, this is who I am. You know, there was so many different ways that could have went.
Right.
But just
And
don't
then-
knock on my window. And
when you look at it, I'm sorry.
No.
When you look at it, we all have to be responsible for our own lives.
right.
That could have went very left. Just because officers are being trained correctly does not mean that they are all, we know this, that they are not all good people. And sometimes you choose the easier route to keep peace.
Right.
It doesn't, because a bullet doesn't care that you're the fastest wide receiver. That's called entitlement.
Right.
When you believe that you are greater than what's in front of you, you feel entitled to having your window up instead of de-escalating a situation and keeping it safe.
Right.
I wasn't condoning the behavior.
I get it. Yeah. No. I get
He's
it.
talking about on a professional
I'm talking
level.
my office. If it was one of my officers, I would I'm looking at his behavior
Right.
to not de-escalate that situation instead of escalating. He's safer to pose less of a threat to me sitting in that car than he does if I take him outside the car.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
What if he swing on me? You know, you got him out, he swing on you, whatever. But sitting in that car, you know, you go back because that 10 is legal in Florida.
Yeah, it's legal.
So it
Okay.
ain't like you in Georgia where it would be illegal. In Florida, it's legal. So
Okay.
that's unfortunately that's the
That's the law.
law you live with.
And
Right.
also, if you're a community, if you're working for your community, right? A ticket. We got to understand the stop wasn't about where you did something heinous,
No
right?
hit and run.
No, it's nothing like that. It was a ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I agree that he was probably irritated. That could have went too far. He could have been maybe more polite. But who's the person that's supposed to be the bigger person in this situation? Right? The bigger person says, okay, I got him for a ticket. I know that's it. Like he's not a threat. Like bump the gun. There's no gun involved for a ticket.
How do you know that he doesn't have a firearm in that vehicle?
Or you're allowed to have
How do you
a
know
firearm.
when he's putting his seatbelt on, he not reaching for something?
Yeah, but you're allowed to have a firearm. You're allowed to have that.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have a firearm. And reaching for a seatbelt and shooting an officer in a $300, sometimes you just got to use your logical sense. This guy doesn't care about the ticket. It could have been a $300,000 ticket.
How do we know that's his vehicle?
Well, at this point, still, like if you're running everything and you see the situation just like we saw there, right? There was nothing to say that it indicated any of that. Not like I know we have to come at it through like, well, what if,
You
right?
can assume it all day.
Yeah.
But what you're dealing with in that situation is what you have to look at.
Yes.
Because you can always assume, man, he could have just robbed a bank. Very true. But you got to have other information to go. It's called the totality of circumstances that you got to go with. And that's what you have to weigh in a short period of time.
Right.
But what he was dealing with there, what I would ask the officer to do, de-escalate that situation.
Right.
Mr. Hill, I'm so-and-so. Mr. Hill, please do this for me, Mr. Hill. But he was screaming louder than Hill was.
true.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, and in your situation, like you were talking about your son, if an officer stopped your son, I would pray that he would de-escalate the situation, understanding. All our officers go through what is called CIT, Crisis Intervention Training. And that's just for that purpose, because I'm telling you, if you get out there with a person that has either mental health issues or whatever, and you get here, he's going to get here. And when y'all start that, you lose the whole situation. Somebody's got to be down here, got to bring them down. You
Yes.
have patience. Sometimes our patience just such that
Right.
it pushes us into a level that we should never have with our citizens,
Because
period.
in that situation, the officer was the one that felt entitled.
Right.
He was the one that felt
I
entitled.
told you to do something, boy, you didn't do it.
Yep.
I counted up
If I was one of your deputies, I might have needed remedial training because I would have snatched him up out of there. Like, but I don't see.
wouldn't have
You're
pushed
giving
it
me
that
a
far.
whole different perspective.
Yeah.
Like I've never been through any of this training to de-escalate. I'm like, what, bro? Roll your window down. No, okay, get up out of here. You know, but maybe with the proper training, that's why the training is so important.
If everybody followed all the rules, I'd be out of a job.
Yep.
So, and when you go into a situation, you got to understand that that
Right.
person don't abide by the law like I do.
Gotcha.
Don't live the same lifestyle I live, but I can't punish you for the lifestyle you live.
Right.
I just try to bring you closer. We both meet in the middle somewhere and say, hey, let's get this done. And we both live to go home to our families.
Right. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And so, and like I said, I'm proud to say I know our officers, the folks we have at that sheriff's office now, would look at that and they could tell you what's wrong with it.
Look, but I didn't see some body cam footage, and your officers know how to get down if they need
If
to.
they
now.
have to, they do.
What you think? You think? Look, that's that whole look. That's the whole people being simple.
Yeah,
by
if they
thinking
need to get down,
oh,
they.
yeah, you better leave me alone. Did you just? I'm gonna come on look. Bow.
Well, I tell them, we don't hire you to go out there and street fight with
Right,
us.
right.
You protect yourself. We want our folks to go home
Right.
safe to their families. I love everybody that works over at that sheriff's office.
Absolutely.
And I want them to go home to their family safe.
Right.
So, use the tools that you have to make sure you make it home to your family.
Right.
Follow the law. It's not our job to punish anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the keepers of the gate. It's all we are.
Gatekeepers. Right, right.
So, and
Well, from everything, even just that discussion there,
Right, bro.
I wonder if everybody heard that. Did you see how discourse works? You talk about it, you got two different opinions.
right.
You look at what the logical standpoint is, and you come to a conclusion. Now, at the end of the conclusion, King Boston could have said, "Well, yeah, I got you, but and that would have been that. It's two different opinions. But what he did was he was like, "Well, I didn't see it from that perspective."
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. People, that's how it works. You understand? You don't just say, "Oh man, bump you. You don't believe what I believe in. That's it. I ain't trying to hear
always
none of
right.
it."
Yeah, nah, don't work
Not
like
always
that.
right. I tell people,
Yeah.
I'm not always right. I listen to you because you may give me a perspective like, dang, I never thought about it like
Right,
that.
right.
I'm willing to change. And that's
Yeah.
the thing I think the reason I work so well with the people there at the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff and I, we can have an honest conversation with each other about
Yeah.
what we feel is right or wrong. Then we pass it on to our folks, and they welcome to put in their perspective of it. Because,
Right.
hey, you the one out there.
Yeah.
We're at home a lot of times at night. You're out there dealing with this. So
Yep.
we'll listen to you and make sure we all can come to a common agreement.
It's easy for me to say what I would have done in that situation.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I'm not an NFL star.
Right.
We don't know how he's being trained.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You also don't know how many times he's been stopped like that
Right.
and
That
been
point, too.
mistreated, and now he has such anger when he has an encounter with the
Very
police.
true. Very true.
A perfect one. Everybody's seen Lean on Me, right? The part where Morgan Freeman and I forgot the other guy's name, but he was the superintendent, the black superintendent.
Okay, yes.
Right? Morgan Freeman came in there and he was like, "Let me tell you something. Such and such and such, such and such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such, right?" Then old buddy came back. "Let me tell you something, Joe. I am the H and I C. You know what I'm saying? I am the H and you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And this is what's gonna happen. And boom, boom, boom. Right? And then he said, "All right, let's go get something to eat."
That's it. That's it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was a very powerful moment. See, I think differently. I look at situations and I dissect them, you know? So that was a very powerful moment to teach people, look, we can have this interaction, but we know what we are to each other.
Absolutely.
After that interaction is done. And we about to go eat, laugh. It might come up later. Oh well, we talk about it, have the next interaction. That's it. We keep it pushing.
Yeah.
But we come to some basis to where we can have an agreement.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's where we missing that right now, especially in our culture.
Absolutely.
We missing that. We taking things too far. We taking everything to heart all the way deep, instead of looking at that situation for what it is and trying to figure out, well, maybe this is the reason, and maybe I overreacted. You know, and I didn't think about that part. A lot of people lose like precious time with family members because of that, man.
Absolutely.
Like it's a trip, because if you don't come to that conclusion of, oh well, this is it, then you'll never know.
That's
Right.
And we do that a lot in our culture. We do a lot in our culture. Right now, we got to give it up for King Myers. King Myers is in the building, y'all. We call him Copernicus. Copernicus is in the building.
I don't think my mic went off.
Dude, now Copernicus is in the building. Let's see. There it is. Hey, King Myers, how was your week?
Been really relaxed, man. Didn't do much. Just really relaxed. Just enjoying life.
All right, that's right. That's right.
As you should.
Trinity over there giving them all types of. You hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a handful, but
Yeah, she's adorable, man.
Yeah.
she's our everything right now. So
I know that. So we've had a lot of discussion. Reverend Morris here, excuse me, Reverend Doctor. Thank you, thank you. Has been given to her community. She's born and raised here.
Okay.
And she's been doing
I
a lot.
remember her. I don't think she remember me though.
She went to Bradwell.
Yeah, well, she know me from Pleasant Grove. My dad was the
Pleasant Grove.
president. Was the pastor there.
Yes, Eddie is a church boy. Yes, he is. Right?
Yeah.
And we have Deputy Chief Alfonso. I'm sorry. I should have said the last part. Hagen.
Okay.
And he's been telling us about how the officers in our community are working with our community and are present in the community, and how good of a sheriff we have, Sheriff Will Bowman. Yeah, we voted in November on
Yeah, I ran into him not too long ago.
See?
At the he was eating right there at the little the little diner place right here on 17.
You mean that way? You pointing the wrong way.
Oh yeah,
Melody. Yeah.
Melodies.
You pointing the wrong way too. Yeah, pointing that way. It's that way, whatever way. Yeah.
Yeah, melodies. So that's important to see your sheriff in the community, your chief in the community.
Yeah.
You have your reverend doctors in the community.
Yep.
You have your kings in the community. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And us being present is something big. It's something big. So with everything we talked about, right? Even that video we saw, it comes down to, do other communities have that same thinking points? Like, have you been to another community and seen the camaraderie? Because I see more separation now than ever.
Nah, man. Liberty County is special.
It's here. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. That really was my statement in totality. Like, cause I drive around just in the nature of my job doing pest control. I'm in counties from here to Brunswick to Tybee, and we got something real special here.
Yes.
Where you like you said, you can see your elected officials and appointed officials and leaders just in Walmart, and everyone is so tangible.
Yes.
And no community is above any of the atrocities we see on television.
Yes.
I just think that here is so many layers.
Absolutely.
That will help mitigate that, and as we continue to grow, it's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be difficult to keep that same thing, but we just gonna have to evolve with it. That's it.
You said something right there. Evolve with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's correct. And I don't think it matters how big we get, because we have a military base there.
Yeah.
I would like to see more interactions between the military and the community, though. That's something that I want to see, because I remember growing up here, we had a lot of interactions. It was, I want to say, I think it might be the NWR or the AFEs. Either one of those two. they would throw events and invite the community out. We were allowed to come out and enjoy maybe a fair, a concert. They used to throw some bad concerts.
That's probably MWR.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in MWR. I mean, the military still does it.
They just
It's just it's
Not
just
as much.
It's due to the safety because of all these, like the security system. DEFCON is in place, so they want to do the safety of their investment because. As a soldier, you are an investment.
Yes.
To the government. You're a soldier, yes, but you're really an investment, another number.
Right.
Yeah.
So they look at the safety of that, and they look at the community in itself. Even though Liberty County is small, we still have a lot of growing to do mentally. Not necessarily mentally, let's say maturing. We have a lot of more maturing to do, especially with these young kids coming up and they thinking that this area is bigger than what it really is. And I'm like, no, y'all really don't know what it means to be in streets. You ain't been to New York. You ain't been to New Orleans. You ain't been to Baton Rouge. You've not been to these areas where that life is like you grew up with a good home.
Right.
Like most of the kids that are acting up, you had a good home.
Even if you might be a little impoverished.
Yeah, but
you still.
But we have.
Yeah, the minimums were greater than
With the
most.
community that we have, you have so many different avenues that even your poverty is to a limit. You know. Look at what they're doing with the schools, where now kids are getting free food. You know, so that's more money that these parents are saving.
Yep.
They went to uniform, so where parents are saving money on having to always buy clothes all the time because these kids mess up their clothes coming to school.
And they got the most expensive.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's just differently. But I heard you when you asked the question: is there other communities like that? I think other communities are like that. Are like Hinesville or the Liberty County area, but I think it's just that we don't get to see it as much as people probably don't think Liberty County is growing like that. They were like, oh, okay, they got another chicken joint or another car wash or whatever, but don't understand what we've come from to where we're at now.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair assessment on other counties to say, hey, like you see the county, but you're not necessarily indirect with the officials,
right?
Because you're handling your official work, but you see it. So I think that's a fair assessment to say that. I think most communities are growing. Liberty County is definitely growing. From when I seen it grow up, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. I moved here in '89 and never left.
Right.
So I've seen it come from the Piggly Wigglies to, where it is now. Looking at
to the Publix.
Yeah, Publix now.
Publix finally coming after 16 years. Hallelujah.
Pools Deli.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we're looking at what it has evolved in this community and how great it has become. And I mean, I enjoy it. I bring it in.
And even when you talk about the resources, I mean, just when you said school uniforms, when we had our giveaway, we had to look at the calendar and try to schedule where, okay, hold on, their giveaway is here, this giveaway is here. There are a lot of resources, and I think sometimes people downplay that, but wait till Thanksgiving. Everybody is going to be giving out Thanksgiving bags, turkeys.
Right.
So it's not just in a lot of these other communities where it's one, they come together and do one big thing and say, okay, I hope everybody was served.
Yeah.
No, we have at least 5 for every,
Thanksgiving, even when school's about to start with back to school.
Right. Back to school, Christmas giveaway.
You got Hinesville police taking kids shopping. Like, there's not places doing that.
Right.
You got basketball games.
And those are just the big things.
Right.
Nobody's talking about the stuff in between.
Yes.
I mean, we only cover second and fourth. There are a whole lot of other people that cover every week.
Every
you know,
day.
you have the Manor House,
Yep.
you have Another Chance Ministries, like all of these ministries that are saying, hey, we're going to serve. We're going to pick up
Right.
the slack and make it
That's in our
happen.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a re-entry program
Right,
for people
the
just coming
re-entry
home from prison. It's so much. You know, I'm on the school governance team for Snelson Golden, and I didn't realize how the importance of a school governance team is. Liberty County, for those of you who don't know, Liberty County school system has a charter system, not to be confused with a charter school. And just, you know, not to belabor the topic, but just to give you examples, that's why we have a career academy, because most school models is kids sitting in the classroom.
Yeah.
But let's say, for instance, if we don't have enough biology teachers, the Liberty County school system has it set up to a way where, okay, well, we don't have enough biology teachers, so let's hire a nurse who understands biology. Let's hire a doctor to teach them. And instead of sitting in a classroom, we have a mock facility, to where, you know, at the Career Academy, they have a triage with, you know, dummy patients, or instead of, you know, if they want to learn culinary arts, we could have a chef teach them in the kitchen.
Yes.
You know, and that's the flexibility we have with a charter system.
Right.
And some communities don't have that. Their school board gets them millions of dollars and they use it however they use it. But we have leadership with the vision, and our children benefit from it.
That is facts.
And to that point, that part is, I think that's one of the things that the state of Georgia does well. There are a lot of things that we could complain about, but those career academies are strategic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the initiative to say we need to start training our students in a different way in trades, because we have those jobs that are not being filled. So it's a part of, I'm on my soapbox, but it's a part of workforce development,
Right.
you know, to ensure, okay, we need CNAs, we need welders, we need different things. I mean, my students, so in my former life, I was the vice president of academic affairs at Savannah Tech. So
Okay.
we had students coming in, they would come out making $55,000.
Nice.
And they had, you know, a GED or a high school diploma, an associate's degree, and they were coming out the door at like 19, 18 sometimes, doing really well for themselves.
Right.
And going back, that money stays in our community. It's
Yep.
just circled right back around. So those career academies and, you know, technical schools, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
That's true.
And that's what we need to start appreciating. We need to start appreciating. We need to start appreciating the fact that we have people in this community that really care.
Right.
And it's genuine. Now, don't get it twisted. Some of these people get tired because they got their own lives. So that's why we need help and involvement from everyone. Help and involvement from everyone. If we could pull that flyer back up.
For the food
For
pantry?
the food pantry, yes. I want to pull that back up.
And while that's up, can I tell you a little bit about the center?
Oh, of course. That's what yes.
So the Center Ministries is not just the food pantry. That is a large part of what it is right now. The bigger vision is so much more than that.
Okay.
The Center Ministries also helps with homeless prevention. We do our back to school giveaways, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then of course our food pantry is open every second and fourth Saturday. Now the pantry is open from 10:30 to 11:30, but at 10 we have something called the charging station, and that is oftentimes like an inspirational empowerment moment. It's a time to be recharged, like that's why it's called the charging station. So the people who are coming to the pantry have now started coming to the charging station, and the goal is to start tutoring, to start some financial literacy type things, you know, to be holistically grounded so that we can help the community in all of those areas.
Nice.
It's supposed to be a hub, you know, anyone can come in to the center and be recharged, you know, no matter what walk of life, from the CEO to somebody who is homeless and jobless, you should be able to feel at home at the center.
Is this center going to be based at the same location in the Midway Mall, or?
So that's where our current location is.
Okay.
We're probably going to outgrow that.
Right.
We really already have outgrown it. We're looking for new locations daily only because we have 3 freezers. You know, it's not enough anymore.
Right.
We have a partnership with Second Harvest of Coastal Georgia, so that's where we get our food and everything besides donations. And I mean, last week when we were there on Saturday, nobody had a spot to sit when we were doing the charging station. So yeah, we're running out.
That's growing pains.
Right. The growing pains.
Good growing pains.
Good growing pains. Yes.
Hey, everyone, look, we've been here, and if you need to stand up, Chief, we ain't got but like 5 more minutes. Because we know how these seats get, don't we?
Yeah.
My time is yours.
I ain't even my legs already starting to go numb.
Yeah, you can't say that, Chief Myers.
Yeah, right.
King Myers.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
you just got here. That's
That don't mean nothing.
I'm gonna say it how it is.
I learned from the best though.
I felt that one. I felt that.
So look, everyone, we dropped a lot of free game. The food pantry, they're going community first. It's like they're here. You got a charging station. When you're out there and you're feeling down and you're like, man, I don't got nobody to talk to and all this other stuff, realize that there are places that you can go.
Yep.
Sometimes I know you think that they might be strangers, but sometimes a stranger is the best person to go to.
Yeah.
It's the best person to go to. And if they're going to charge you with prayer or just having somebody to communicate with, to express what you got going on, to where they can find places that can help, that's what a community is. Understand that, folks. But is there any free game, any more free game that anybody wants to give out right now at this moment? That's what I want to talk about. Any free game y'all got? Anything you know about that's coming up?
Free game. Ooh, well, a couple things. I know for one, I just recently got a call, and this is for anyone who might have handyman skills. I received a call from the property manager that is over the VA clinic, and they really looking for someone who's handy, that has some skills, preferably with plumbing, and flexible schedule. It's part-time.
Gotcha.
But they're ready to hire like now. So I mean, if you know someone who is qualified, feel free to reach out to us.
Look, King Myers over there talking, yeah, I could do it.
I got you, bro. Look, let's do it.
Nah, they have more problems with me going in there for plumbing. I think everything need to be fixed with a plunger.
He said everything.
Everything.
Oh, it's stopped up. Oh, the garbage disposal ain't no good. Let's plunge it real quick. Look, I got some additional free game. My free game is, look, right now, and I'm gonna cut the music off on this one. Listen, and hear me good, kings and queens. Right now we have a division. There's a big division and a big divide, and we need to get over it. You understand? And I'm talking about in all areas, politics, everywhere. We need to get over it and get out of our feelings and come up with a solution, y'all. Like, seriously, man. It looks bad when the only time you see us is when we're divided, and that's what you see on all these social media platforms and television. It's only divide. And then every year they want to come up with, we'll have Black History Month, and we'll have Martin Luther King Day, and we'll have that where we can show us together. And it's sad because when I go to the Christmas parade or I go to any other parades, it's thick. Come Scarecrow Stroll, that's coming up now. That's just to give out candy. It's going to be thick. But when it comes down to Martin Luther King Day parade, we looking at maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But the Christmas parade, we there for at least an hour and a half. Participation is also unity. Us coming together, without it being a day or a special occasion. That matters. And I want to see more of it. Nobody is perfect, y'all. Nobody has to fit your exact mold of what you think they are. But you got to accept their mold regardless. Be a part of the mold. And if you see some parts of the mold that you like, well, I can help form that right there. Mm-hmm. You know, in a genuine manner. I can help mold. Okay, I got you. You good. Help mold me. Tell me, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Help. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. But we need to get back to that without having to be forced to. All right? And I'm gonna say this. When we are forced to do things, look at how we come together. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of having to be forced. I'm tired of having to be forced to come together just because something happened in the streets that we just don't like. Like, I'm going to speak on it. Look, every time somebody's hurt by a police officer, and then we get out in the streets and we protest, but then the next 4 days in a row, we got each other hurting each other, and we ain't protesting worth it. Excuse me, Reverend. I almost let it slip. I'm trying real hard not to say the wrong words because Rev here, because y'all know I let him fly.
He's still working on you.
Yeah.
Let me help Mo.
Look, we can do this, man.
Yes.
I'm not perfect. Your councilman's not perfect. Deputy chief's not perfect. Reverend Dr. Moore's not perfect. Copernicus is not perfect. King Myers is not perfect. But the thing is, we are perfect imperfection together.
Right.
Perfect imperfections. I don't know if y'all ever look. Go CeeLo Green. CeeLo Green. Perfect imperfections. Listen to the whole album. Right. Listen to the whole album. It's a lot of education out here that we need to learn about each other again because we're too divided. I was listening to a lady speak, and she was telling about her childhood, and she had got in trouble. And the lady down the street had already popped on her behind. Said, "Hey, come here. Look, come back. Now you get home and you tell your mama and daddy I did it, and tell them what you did." Mm-hmm. I remember that, man. No. We don't have that unity in our community no more.
Right.
Come on, we're going to come back and jump on you.
Yeah, you're going to get it.
Exactly.
And she's going to go thank the person that... Thank you so much. Now, you come on. Now, what do you need to say to her? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been doing that because my mama, they ain't raised me like that. You know the ugly face. Well. They ain't raised me like that. Mm-hmm. We don't have that no more, man.
Nah.
Like we've been torn down, y'all. Listen, and I want you to understand this. At a psychological point, we've been torn down, and we don't recognize it. It's like right now, everybody, I want you to find blue. Just look around for blue. Look around for blue. Mm-hmm. All right? Y'all got it? You got it? All right. You saw all the blue? Now look me in my face and tell me how many red things you saw.
I like that.
You didn't see no red. You only saw what you wanted to see, what you were looking for.
Right.
Okay? Well, we understand that concept of, look, they think this way because that's the way they're used to thinking. That's what they know. But until you get them to start looking at red and somebody will accept it, you really don't want to accept it. When I said look for blue, there was something that was greenish blue that you made it fit the blue because you're looking for blue.
Right.
We gotta stop that, folks. We can do it. I got faith. And I've talked to many of people and they say, well, how you expect that to happen? What do you mean how I expect it to happen? I expected to do it. I walk in, let me tell you how much confidence this gives me now. I'm going to tell you this. Being with my brothers, because I've had friends. And I had a very close friend that right now, no.
Right.
Just on the standpoint of me maturing and everything.
Right.
But now I got friends that if I say, hey, Eddie, Mitch, y'all come go with me over here, and if I'm going to go speak at an engagement or anything, you know how high my confidence is, bro?
Absolutely.
You know how good that feels? To know that the people that you have on your team really got your back? Mm-hmm. I know. I don't think it's a doubt in your mind, but if you had something going on, you say, bro, I need you to be there, bro.
Absolutely.
You gonna be there? And you think I'm gonna be there?
Absolutely.
I've had to call Eddie on a situation. It was something personal dealing with me. That joker, he dropped everything.
That's what it should be.
I'm on my way. Didn't even know he was really on his way. I just got a text. I'm outside. I'm heading in the building. What? Like, when you have confidence like that in a community, can you imagine what we can do? We have to let all of this things go. Propaganda. We got to understand that we've been mentally challenged to this point. Right now, I don't care what your belief is. If you want to express it, express it. That's it. Express it. But don't you have no hate in your heart about that.
Absolutely.
No hate in your heart. It's, oh, okay. All right, I see what you're saying. Let me step back. Let me step back. I had a bishop that used to say, he used to pray right before he spoke. He said, "Dear Heavenly Father, crush this flesh down to the lowest common denominator and let you have your way."
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We need to let us have our ways with each other through discourse. We really do. Because it's such a loving thing. And I'll reflect back to that Lean On Me scene. If you haven't seen it, just go Google it.
I've seen it.
And look at that scene. I know I took a lot of moments right there, Kings and everybody, but I just wanted to get that out. Because we're
it need to be said.
yeah, we clashing, man. We don't have no respect. Our kids don't have respect. I've seen women on social media, TikTok. This lady said, "My son hit me." I'm on TikTok. I'm like, "Where's Daddy at?"
Right.
Now, I put, "Where's Daddy at?" on there. You know the responses I got? "It don't matter if he have a daddy. He don't need no..." From other people. I'm like, whoa, now. Whoa. Had one with a guy. He was talking about it. "Me and my daughter just keep dressing. I don't like it. I don't like it." You know what I said? "Where mama at?
Exactly.
Where her mama at?"
Yeah.
Like, we got to get a grip somewhere, because in our culture, and I'm seeing this in our culture now, and I'm going to state this plainly. Other cultures, you know how we have jokes. It's like, yeah, he talked to his mama but that way, but I would never talk to my mama. He got a different mama from what I... "Tommy, you shut up, Mom, and get out of my room and invade my personal space." We used to joke about that, remember? Mm-hmm. But now, the joke's on us, because that's actually happening in the household. It's like, "Mom, get out of my room. You're invading my privacy." What?
No.
Ain't no way.
Not in my house.
That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't fathom it.
You couldn't fathom it. But have you seen that?
I've seen it from a distance.
Yeah.
I can't even
That would not
Not in
happen
the
in your
Boston household.
Absolutely. But today we were
The door will be off the hinges.
Absolutely.
Your door.
He went through it before it got off the hinges.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
No.
So that's what we need to get back to, that unity, to where we can speak to each other, have civil discord, have the respect that if I see a child on the street,
I can say something.
that I can say, hey now, where's your mama? Know what you got going on here?
Yeah.
Without the mama coming back or the daddy coming back, what you worry about what my child got going on? Do you know what your child was doing? They were out here smoking weed in the car in the parking lot and yelling at people, telling me to mind my own business. No respect. Well, that's what they were doing. It wasn't none of your business.
Trying to keep him off Paul Sykes Drive.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
They don't understand you
That
care.
part.
If I didn't care about him, I wouldn't say something to him.
Exactly.
You say it because you care for him. You don't want to see him in that situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we need to get back to unity, guys. I had to make that statement. But what we're going to do now is we got to give everybody the opportunity to give you kings and queens a message for the rest of the week. And we're not going to start off with Copernicus right now. Copernicus, we're going to start off with King Boston, and then we'll go. But King Boston, go and give him that work, bro. Give him that work. Tell him what it is.
That work, man. It's so much. But I have to direct it towards Deputy Chief Hagan. For one, like, and I've already said it, I think Liberty County is our citizens are so privileged and blessed to live here because there's so many great things going on.
Yes.
You just anyone that says that there's nothing going on in Liberty County is because you're not looking for it. You have to be intentional in your actions, and it was a combination of when you were talking just now, and just talking about young people and doing right and doing wrong. I thought about the court case that I was with you with those young men.
Yeah, man, I'm
Heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking, and just to give you some insight to it, Pastor, that I witnessed a murder in 2021, and when it happened, these young men were 17, 18, and it just went to trial in August of this year, and all of them were African American. It had to be a case where there was a lack of respect, because you don't kill something or someone that you respect. And to me, it's like self-hate. Because for you to ruin your own life, hurting someone else, there has to be a void inside. Because I'm not going to do something to hurt me. We could even just be selfish with it. I'm not going to hurt you because it'll hurt me. And to see that you, Chief, and the Sheriff, y'all have to see that every day. That affected my eating.
I remember.
That affected my sleep.
Yep.
And I was talking to the attorney like, I don't see how you do this for a living. The same way I can't see how a doctor gonna go in my mouth and get this tooth out because I can't do blood.
Right.
I can't see how you all can witness young life ending so young.
Yes.
These young men won't get out of prison until they're at least 50, and they're 20.
That's right.
I mean, we got to do better, y'all. And I don't have the answer to it. I think that us giving free game and doing our part here is a part of the answer, so that you can see that there's resources.
Yeah.
You can see your chief, you can see your sheriff, and you can know that these are individuals that I could reach out and touch, and these are people that actually care. They're not just out here to lock me up.
Not at all.
They'd much rather help me.
Absolutely.
And so I just hope that this podcast touches whoever it needs to touch.
Yes.
And that we can, whether directly or indirectly, be a vessel of some hope, some light that can, just give someone that nudge in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And that's my prayer.
Facts. And I'm glad you said that. Chief, we're going to come to you next after.
What?
I talked to
ladies
Nick.
first.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, Reverend Doctor, I would love for you right now. We're going to do something that we've never done on the show. But I would love for you to please, let's go into prayer.
Okay. God, we thank you. We thank you right now for this moment. We thank you for who you are. We know, God, the issues that we face personally and the issues that we face as a community. But before we get into those issues, we just want to lift you up. Because you are the only one who can give us the power, the strength, who has given us the authority and the dominion to fix those issues. We know that if we stand in you, there is nothing that we can't do. So before we go any further, we lift up your name.
Yes.
We give you honor and glory. We put you in your rightful place, because without you, we are nothing. God, we know that respect is lacking, but we know more than anything that love is lacking. Because you are love. Love teaches us to honor each other. Love teaches us to hold each other accountable. Love teaches us to push each other to greater heights. Love never fails. Love endureth all things. We thank you for your love being our guiding light. Guide us as we continue to do the work that you have called us to do. It's not easy, but if it were easy, you wouldn't have called us to it. You've equipped us to do the work where we are. So now, God, we lift up this community. We lift up Liberty County. We lift up surrounding counties. And we ask, God, that you continue to show yourself in our community, that you continue to help us to be your hands and your feet here on the earth, that you give us wisdom, above all things, wisdom, so that we know how to handle the situations that are in front of us, so that we know how to be responsible with the resources that you've given us, so that we know when to speak and when to be quiet, so that we know when to move fast and when to slow it down. Give us wisdom so that we can carry out the work that you have called us to carry out. And God, I pray that you bless not just those at this table, but that you bless those who are watching and those who will watch later. Give us your dunamis power so that we can carry out what you have called us to do and the vision that you have set forth for our community. We give you glory and honor and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
That's powerful, and we appreciate you. We really
Yes.
do. Is there anything, like, or even just from sitting here having this discussion, is there anything that you would like to tell the people out here in the world?
Yeah, when King Bostic, when you were talking about the issues that we face and how it's a respect issue, I wholeheartedly agree. But I also see it as a love issue. One of the things that I think that we have lost is our ability to value life, because we don't love each other anymore.
Right.
Everything is about how I can get the hand up, how I can get one up, what I can do for self-gratification. But love says, not only am I worried about myself, because you got to love yourself, right? But I'm also worried about my brother and my sister. So if I'm looking in front of me and I'm seeing a mirror, you're right. There has to be a void. There has to be an area where I don't love me. So I'm going to try to tear you down. So either other people won't love you or so you won't love you. So, I mean, that's something hard to tackle. Because how do you tackle, a lack of love when people don't honor themselves and when they don't honor other people in their community, when they don't value life anymore? When did we stop valuing? When did we stop? I was talking to somebody the other day and I'm like, we don't even fight. Like, you don't see people fighting with their hand. When we had fights at school, people just met up and fought, and then it was done.
Yep.
May the best person win, whatever.
That's it.
But now it's like, if you grab you grabbing your gun, let me grab mine. Now we gonna say whoever takes who out first. That's crazy to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way I tackle love is through ministry. I do it through spreading the word of Jesus. That's my calling. But that ministry goes much deeper than just the spoken word. Because when word is spoken, things respond. That includes me too. We've all responded to a word in one way or another. When we hear, let there be, everything has ears. Light responded. Stars form from the word. Trees respond to the word every day. So I think that what I do is say what needs to be said so that there can be a response, and that response be anchored and grounded in love.
Wow.
That's deep.
That was powerful.
Yes. Chief.
Well, first off, I'd like to say thank you for having me here. It's been a real lesson, and run into Councilman Boston here quite often, King Boston.
Sir.
And of course, you, Mark, stop in and see us from time to time. So having that community contact really means a lot. So the thing I like to talk about just a little bit is, of course, it's election time. Of course, I call him my sheriff because I'm here to support him 110%.
Yes.
And I want to see that he's reelected because I know he's the one who worked so hard to make sure these kids has someone that they can come to if they have issues. He's constantly working. And anytime you're doing what's right, that's when you get your biggest fight.
yeah.
You get the biggest pushback.
Better believe it.
Facts.
The devil gonna come at you in every way, and he see it.
Yes.
But as I tell him, I'm not going to let you walk blindly because I'm here supporting him and making sure the right decisions are made. And one thing, if he did do something wrong, you better bet it's not intentional. But his thing is he's going to do right by children, if nothing else. And I strongly support that. So it's good to have someone who's going to have your back no matter what. And I told him, go forward and do great things because I've got your back. But I ask our citizens, when you get good elected officials like this young man, support them. Don't sit back and listen to what someone else may say. Go find out. Ask him what he stands for. What's your platform? We get so caught up in the national election. What's going to affect you next week?
Yes.
The decision made
Local.
right here and locally.
That's true.
And also those that are sitting in positions that are just title holders. Folks, go get rid of them. We have a bunch of those here.
Oh, yeah.
And I always want to call that out. Get to your commissioner meetings, get to your council meetings. Hold the people accountable. I tell them, hold me accountable. If I'm not doing something right at that sheriff's office, I need to learn how to get it right or check it because we serve the citizens. So stop sitting on your hands. We never see anyone at those commissioners meetings, at those council meetings. And if they got a complaint, they may run up there and scream and holler for 5 minutes, then they're gone.
Yep.
You know, support the man. If he want to get something passed, he need the support because when other people see him trying to push for this, they need to see numbers behind him because where they can't say no. So my thing is the same with us. When we push, we're pushing for the citizens. It's nothing personal, nothing the sheriff I need personally. But we're doing it because we serve in this community and it's a need for this community. So we're going to continue to fight and that's what we do. But at the same time, love your kids, hug your kids every chance you get. Tell your kids you love them. Don't be afraid to say it. I don't care if it's a male. Tell your young black male,
Yes.
I love you, son.
Yes.
And it's okay. Tell your daughters you love them. Don't let it be the first time they hear I love you out there on the street. Because when that happens, guess what? That's where she run into the street because somebody told her something she needed to hear.
Yeah.
So these parents, let's start at home reclaiming our community. Start at home. And then we're out here to help and fill that gap where you may not be able to. But again, thanks for the platform.
Yes.
I'm always looking forward to come back and share.
Of
But
course.
always know that sheriff's office up there belongs to the citizens. You don't have to necessarily have an appointment. If you're in town and there, stop in. If we're there, we're going to find time to talk to you. If you make an appointment that way, we know we got to be there to see you. But if we happen to be there, you still stop in and see us because we're here to serve our citizens.
That's what's up.
I have a
Appreciate
question,
you.
Chief.
I got to say something. 'Cause
Okay.
I want that shirt.
Look, you beat me to it. I was like, I want these shirts,
I want
Chief.
this shirt. I was like, that shirt say, we in sync, yes. Still with Will.
And that's Will Bowman.
That's Will Bowman. And then it's got the shirt. Man, I got
Man, come on, Chief.
please.
We got you.
Okay.
You don't want it.
Like we appreciate that powerful message, but always with the message, it comes with action, and we see the action, and that's the biggest
So,
thing.
Yes.
Presenting. Hold on, everybody. We gotta. He's got an intro.
He need his own theme music.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I'm gonna get it right now. Hold on. Presenting.
Not the
Copernicus.
bitch.
The lion. The lion. Listen. Hear him roar. Listen to your heartbeat.
Wow.
It is about to start. He is about to crack the whip.
Wow. And he got the whip.
He got the whip.
Yeah.
You hear it.
Let the round begin.
Yeah.
For Copernicus, King Myers. King Myers, I'm playing, but
Nah.
look, King Myers, what is it that you
going
have to
on?
get to our kings and queens today, sir?
It's been a while since I've been on here.
Yeah, man.
Been dealing with a lot of stuff at home. So a lot of times we like to get into things that we necessarily can't get ourselves out of, right? So then we sit there and lay in it, right? We just sit there and lay in depression. We lay in, I don't have the money that I need, or I have the money I want, and I'm not where I want to be, you know. But the question I have for you is, what is the one comfortable place to lay at in your home? Where's the one place that you lay your head down at when you go home?
In my bed.
Yeah.
Right. So, when you're in these situations and you're laying in it, use your bed. Let's make better educated decisions. All right?
You heard that acronym?
Yeah, you heard it?
So when you decide to use better educated decisions, you have a better educated response.
Outcome.
You have a better educated outcome. And it still might not be where you want it to be, but that's where you need to be. My grandfather gave me a quote a long time ago. He was like, sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do to get to where you want to be, as long as it's legal. He always made sure he had the legal part to it.
You got to.
All right.
Shots
So, so sometimes that job that you don't want might open up a door for a job that you really do want.
That's right.
You know? So that's what I have to say, today. Just make better educated decisions in society. I tell that to the young as well as to the old. And that's what all I have to say for today.
Thank you, King Myers Copernicus, as you hear the lion growl.
Wow. This is definitely something different.
Look, to my kings and queens out there, you've heard King Boston speak of the unity within our community with our sheriff's department and just believing in ourselves. You've heard Reverend Dr. Morris tell us that words are powerful. And I'm going to take it a step further. She said you speak into the light and light reacts. And it goes as deep as you can even speak into your phone. Everybody, hey Siri, you speak in that. And what does it do? It brings life to that. Even though it's a digital entity, you say, hey Google, what does it do? Hey, I'm here, I'm listening.
Yes.
So imagine if you spoke life into your situation. You use those words. We have to be careful. Because I'm guilty of it. Look, let me tell y'all something. I just said all that, and guess what happened? My phone reacted. It put, what do you want? Like, hey, you said my name? You ever thought about that's how God reacts? When you call upon him? Yeah, see, our minds are so limited. We limit a lot of things, even though we know the reality of what we see and what we believe in. We say, God, Lord is omnipotent. We say it, but are our actions backing up that we believe that? Because what it is our flesh. We like it, shoot, what I'm going to do? I got to do it. Yeah, you got to make them efforts and steps. You can't just lay there and think there's going to be change. And see, a lot of us are guilty of that too. We all fall short.
Absolutely.
Do you understand that? I've been in the bed and won't move. I'll be on my phone, in my mind, how am I going to correct this? How am I going to do this? I'm the only person I can count on to get this done. And you know what? Recently, it's been more than recently, but it's been a while, but I just started letting go, bro.
Have to.
I was like, hold on. God ain't what am I doing? I do have backup. And I speak into that situation. And just having a community that has your back. You got a sheriff that has your back, a government that has your back, the majority of it. So we need to take that into account. And I want to thank each and every person that's up here today. I thank you, Kings. I thank you to my guest, Reverend Dr. Morris, Chief Deputy Al Hagen. I appreciate you guys for coming out and speaking the truth and your truth. Coming up, though, guys, I'm going to let you know this, Kings and Queens. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube to Black Kings Free Game. We got to get those subscribers up. But coming up, it's going to be some hard topics. And I'm going to go ahead and present it out without even anybody knowing. The hard topic is we're going to have two sides of a situation that's going on in our country right now. Sit down and discuss what's real. What's real? We talked about that a little bit earlier.
Propaganda. Yeah.
We need to find out what agendas are really being pushed and what's really behind it. The truth and the facts, not emotion. We need to find out where we sit. Because if we sit too long, what's going to happen? They're going to forget. It's like and I've said this before, a frog. If you take a frog and you put it in the pot, and that pot, the water is there, it's the average temperature, right? You put that frog in that pot, that frog's going to sit there. Now, goes back to that pot and turn it up slowly. Frog's still sitting there. He's getting comfortable. He's like, everything good. Crank it on up some more. Right? It's getting hotter. That frog don't even notice it. Next thing you know, he boiling. He gone. If you don't believe me, take a frog, set it in the pot, let that frog sit there, get comfortable. You turn that temperature up, that frog is going to sit there and it will boil to death.
I don't think you should tell them to do that, though.
We don't condone cruelty to animals.
Peter, you can take it like it is. You know an example. Y'all want to come? If Peter would have come for me, come on in. Because I got some words.
Make that disclaimer.
Look, I appreciate my brothers having my back. Yeah, right. Do not try it at home. It's an example to know. But seriously, but seriously, that's what happens. If we sit there in a pot without confronting anything that we feel that might be, it's going to continue to get out of control, and we just sit there, and then when it explodes, it's like, I didn't know it was going to happen.
Overcome you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kings and Queens, we appreciate your time. There's much love from us. You know what it is, you know what it ain't. It's King Connor, the people's champ, with King Boston, King Myers, Reverend Dr. Morris, and Chief Deputy Al Hagen.
Much love.
And we're out.
Peace.